Hello to another episode of the Reinvention Show, a place where we come to explore how do we not just survive the constant volatility and disruption we face today, but actually thrive in it. We focus, of course, on applications for business, but also nonprofit and community development. And we often speak about three layers: reinvent yourself, reinvent your organization, and reinvent the world. So sometimes it seems that it's all about business and organizational life, but you will see us dip into the personal reinvention, sustainability and world reinvention, a reinvention of major systems such as capitalism and so on. And I'm excited to speak about one area today, which is reinventing talent development. I just came back from 2022 Orlando conference of the Association of Talent Development. And I was very honored to be invited to speak at the conference. I spoke about the key trends in talent development and the speed of change, volatility, uncertainty, and reinvention. And I have three trends to share with you. But before I say anything, give me in the comments a note of where you're joining us from. I'm happy to be back. I'm often hosting this with my amazing co-host, Sherry Sutton. Today I'm doing it alone. Sherry's still traveling. And of course, we often bring guests, but today this is a solo show because my team said, we haven't done a solo show for so long. You need to come and share your insights. So here I am. Will share my insights about talent development, three trends from ATD 2020. What did I notice? What I think was the most relevant. Michelle joined me in Orlando and was present at the session. So I would love to hear from Michelle's point of view. What are the big trends? What did you take away from Orlando? What are the trends in talent development right now? And Gilbert is here from South Africa. Wonderful. Super happy to see you here, Gilbert. This is amazing. Debbie is here from US Tennessee. I just saw Debbie yesterday at the live Q&A session of our new certified reinvention associate program. I'm happy to see that Debbie is progressing. And Michael is here from Düsseldorf, Germany. Happy to see you. Keep them coming. Let me know what you are joining, where you join from. Somebody's connecting from India. I'm very happy to see that we're growing. We have a number of certified reinvention associates right now in India and also certified reinvention practitioners. Always happy to have you here. Welcome. And Olga is here from Slovenia. Hi, Olga. Happy to see you. Look at this. Slovenia, India, Germany, US, South Africa. We are on most continents. Latin America is not here, but generally speaking, we're on most continents. This is very exciting. Welcome. We're talking about trends in talent development. I will speak about my observations from this conference because it's the largest conference on talent development that happens around the world, period. So I'm happy to share my observations. I don't intend them to be objective, meaning this is not, I went through every session, listened to every speaker, collected every data, and this is an objective quality research. No, this is very subjective, my observations. And I would love to see in the comments your observations. What's going on in talent development? What are the key trends? What is changing in talent development? What are the issues that we're facing when it comes to talent development? What are the trends that you are noticing? And I'm using this conference because thousands and thousands of people from all over the world come together once a year to share what is hot and important and new in talent development. It's both the speakers and the exhibition hall where you can see the new platforms, the new solutions, new content in talent development. And it's so important to see what's going on with talent development. So I would love to see in the comment, what are the key trends you are noticing today? My observation. Observation number one. The first observation from ATD 2020 comes from looking at this keynote speaker lineup, keynote speakers. For me, keynote speakers are often the reflection of what's the most in demand right now, what's hot right now, what's the key pain or the issue or challenge talent development professionals all over the world. This could be chief learning officers, chief reinvention officers, chief HR officers. This could be CEOs, but those who are directly invested in having the best talent in the organization. Of course, educators are part of that as well. And the keynotes are a good indication of what's hot and what's trending. And we had three keynotes. There are 3 days of the conference, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And there are three opening keynotes. And number one observation is that every single keynote was an entrepreneur. Every single one. On the first day, it was the amazing inventor of the Spanx technology and the founder of Spanx, Sarah Buckley, I think that's the name, if I'm not mistaken. I follow her for years. I admire her greatly, but I might butcher her name. And then we had two other keynoters who are both very, very interesting. But the most important thing, all three are entrepreneurs. And the trend number one that I am extracting from this, that there is a greater need for entrepreneurship at the individual, team, and all other levels of organization, that we need to bring entrepreneurship mindset to every level of the organization, every level of the organization. And the keynoters all reflected that idea, the idea of self-agency, that you need to be agent of yourself and change and give yourself permission to be the chief reinvention officer of your life. That's my addition to that. That you need to, break the rules a little, that you need to dare much more, that you need to be the advocate for your cause and for your approach and your ideas. This idea of being entrepreneur, whether you are a corporate employee, individual entrepreneur, part of the organization, educator, doesn't matter what's your lane in life, the mindset of entrepreneurship was very loud and clear at the conference. And that was the first interesting thing for me to see, because usually you would get somebody from the corporate world, you would get somebody from the education or thought leadership world, writers, thinkers, researchers, scientists, professors. But this time, every single speaker was an entrepreneur. And for me, that's a sign that there's a greater yearning, that greater hunger for entrepreneurship at every level, regardless of whether or not you work in a corporate setting or you work in any other type of setting, including nonprofit, public sector, and the actual small business sector. Give me a sign in the comments if this trend resonates with you. If you feel there's a need and a hunger in talent development for this more proactive entrepreneurship mindset, and if you are seeing the need for that in your organization or among your clients as well. But that was my first observation. I see yes, I see signs. You can give me a yes, can give me a plus. Give me a plus in the comments if this number one trend, greater need for entrepreneurial mindset at every level, if this resonated with me. Jean is here. It's happy to see many of you are saying yes. And the owner mindset. Yeah, this is very important. Let's add to the entrepreneur mindset this idea of a person who's proactive, who is trying, who is breaking rules. But added to that, I'm the owner of this task, owner of this project. I'm not just somebody who executes somebody else's task or executes somebody else's agenda. I am the owner. So it's a combination of both entrepreneurship and ownership. That was very interesting. As I said, usually the keynote lineup is mixed. You have an entrepreneur, you have a corporate leader, you have an educator or thought leader. This time, every single one is entrepreneur. And that was a sign for me that the need for entrepreneurship and ownership mindset, that is so important as a clarification. And I don't know who said that, but whoever is the Facebook user, I absolutely appreciate that addition. Yes, not just entrepreneurship, but also ownership mindset. Love that. And Olga is saying for a while already, this has been a trend, but it's still difficult to achieve. Indeed, we're living in the world where ownership is still, it's an iffy idea. So often in companies, we see that ownership is just not there. You give me the task, I do it, I'm done. I don't think bigger picture. I don't fully own the whole project. I don't drive it. I don't approach it as an owner. I just, do what I'm told. And that is very difficult to achieve indeed. The second trend. So number one, entrepreneurship ownership mindset at every level in every setting. Number two, it was amazing to see for us as a community of professionals of reinvention that a key theme of the conference, one of the most important tracks, and we spoke in that track as well, was future readiness. Future readiness. And this is again not new, but the elevation of this topic to such a high level that it is one of the most important tracks at the conference is future readiness is obvious that we feel that we're not future ready. And we often talk about the long cycles versus short cycles thinking. This idea that 40, 50 years ago, even 30 years ago, most organizations lived in very long cycles for the business models. So the life cycle of a company would allow us to do the same thing again and again for 20, 30, 40 years. That's why we could have one career and have that as our main track. That's why we could graduate from college, enter a company, work in that company our whole life, retire from that company, and never see one reinvention. That's why going deep into one level of expertise was what was considered professional, consistent, reliable. And if you move from one area to another, you were often perceived as flaky, as unprofessional, as scattered. And we're a new world. And the future readiness means that the short cycles, our research shows that today we need to reinvent every 3 years or less in corporations if we want to survive or thrive. That is a whole new world. We cannot keep doing the same thing. We need to unlearn and relearn as often as possible. We are there to create a new opportunity, new sense of possibility, a new business model again and again and again. So future readiness as a big gap is very clear that the second trend is future readiness is hot. And unfortunately, we're not future ready. We just don't have that. And that's why for us, reinvention skills as the core competence across the board, whether you're in finance, marketing, operations, accounting, sales, whatever, sales, change management, logistics, IT, doesn't matter. Reinvention becomes the enabler, the driver, the key guarantee of future readiness. And the cost of not reinventing, of not having reinvention skills is huge. So I would love to see in the comments, what do you think is the cost of not reinventing? We had this wonderful discussion in New York. Before Florida, I went to Jean. Jean is the outgoing president, and she will be president, retired president, maybe there's still a formal role of the New York chapter of the National Speakers Association. And we had a wonderful event there last week. And after the event, we had a little gathering, a little reinvention rendezvous with our professionals, and we talked about the cost of not reinventing. What do you think is the cost of not reinventing and the cost of not having the future readiness skills among your employees? If your employees don't have reinvention skills, what's the cost? What's the cost to your company? What's the cost to you? What's the cost to the economy as a whole? I would love to see in the comments what would be the cost from your point of view. And I see, lovely to see here, the best HR director of Eurasia. That's actually an award. Tahmina won that award. She's the best HR director in all of Eurasia, including the Central Asia, Russia, former USSR, and so on. So I'm happy to see that Tahmina is here. I see the cost. Stagnation, that's the cost. Death, that's the cost. Increased cost to catch up later. Yeah, absolutely. If we don't reinvent now, the cost, if we don't proactively develop reinvention skills and build future readiness now, when the crisis comes, the cost is much greater. the dilution of certainty, says Michelle, being disrupted. Yeah, not having a key skill within the reinvention umbrella is anticipating change. Not being able to anticipate change means being disrupted unexpectedly and knowing what to do. Less time building, more time putting out of fires. Absolutely. Loss of relevance. Loss of relevance. How cool is that, Debbie? Absolutely. So the cost of not having reinvention skills is huge. And it's clear from the second trend, this key idea, the key track at ATD 2020, future readiness suggests that we're not investing enough in reinvention as a fundamental basic skill, just like reading, writing, and counting. Resilience and reinvention has to become the basic literacy skill of today. So, trend number one, just to repeat again, entrepreneurship and ownership at every level. Number two, future readiness is extra pain point right now, and we need to accelerate the need to provide basic resilience and reinvention skills across the board from childhood on, just like the wonderful historian Yuval Noah Harari said in his article for Wired magazine, "Forget programming, you must teach your kids reinvention." I truly, truly believe this is the key thing. And the track at the ATD 2020 confirmed that this is hard, this is necessary, we need to invest in that. The third trend, and before I speak about the third trend, I want to say one thing. We're doing the new study. Every 2 years, we study future readiness. We study the trends on the speed of change. We study and get numbers for different industries. We're in the middle of the new research, 2022 research. We do it every 2 years. We have 2019, 2020, now 2022. I would love for you to participate in that study. And I would also love for you to share that invitation. It's a 4-minute survey. It's anonymous. It's fun, interesting, deep questions. Everyone who completes that survey says great questions, questions that made me think, questions that were very valuable. I would love for you to participate in this research. So on the fly, I will ask my team to find the link for the 2022 Global Reinvention Study and share that link. We would love for you to participate. 4 minutes is all it takes. Please complete it today. And if you already completed, please share on your platform, share on your inside your organization. If you are in a different language, we have a Russian language version. We are thinking about Spanish language version. So just look in the comment from Stas. The link to the survey is so important for us. And this is very, very important. This is so important that we understand that the trends are very specific for industries and for regions. So look for the comment in the chat, complete the survey, and most importantly, share it with your community inside your organization, on your social media. Help us drive the numbers higher. The higher the numbers of participants, the higher the quality of data. We can be more specific on the size of company, what's the trend, on the industry, what's the trend. If we have only 400 participants, it's not a very representative study. But if we have 2,000-3,000 participants, we can give you so much more value, and we will provide the results of the study for free to all. So I ask you to participate, and I ask you to engage your community so we can get better numbers. If you are an association, ask your association member to fill it out, because they are probably from different companies, different regions, different industries. This will add to the richness of the research. I would love that. Adelia says, I missed the second trend. If you caught it, please share here. Please add to Adelia what I will answer. The second trend, the hot topic at ATD 2020, is the topic of future readiness. This is the most important need in talent development, is to make sure our talent is future ready. And unfortunately, we are not yet globally sure what to do that. Of course, at Reinvention Academy, that's our number one goal. This is what we teach. These are the certifications we provide, the tools. We now have 10 tools we provide, the philosophy we provide, and on and on and on. This is so important that we start putting future readiness into priority when we plan our activities with talent development and give them strong resilience and reinvention skills. Because I saw the need for future readiness education, but I have not seen many providers. We were one of the very few who have a comprehensive curriculum around future readiness. And also Takhmina says, do you have a survey in Russian to share with HR community? Stas, if you can respond to Takhmina right now and give a link to Russian speaking survey in the comment to Takhmina, that would be great. We would love, love, love if the HR community could fill out and participate in that. Okay, that's trend number 2. Number 1, great need for entrepreneurship and ownership mindset at every level, regardless of a type of a company, corporate, nonprofit, public, small business, large business, doesn't matter. We all need to act and think as entrepreneurs and owners. Number 2, we need to invest in future readiness like we mean it. It needs to get priority in our budgets and our activities. And there's little content. And you as reinvention professionals have an advantage here. There is a need, a demand for future readiness, but there's not much supply. Reinvention Academy and Reinvention Method, many of you are certified reinvention practitioners, certified reinvention associates in the near future. You are members of the Global Alliance of Reinvention Professionals. You have an edge. There's a demand, you can provide the supply. And this is a very hot topic. We need to be able to feel this need with our reinvention courses, reinventions workshops, and on and on and on. Trend number 3. And this will be a little bit of a criticism from my side. I'm not in learning and development. I'm not in the field of talent development. I don't work there on a regular basis. This is not my field of expertise. If anything, I'm closer to strategy than to talent development. In my daily work, I work with boards, I work with CEOs, I work with massive companies at the board and executive committee level, and I'm mainly working at the level of strategy. And as an outsourced chief reinvention officer, strategy, change, this is where I am. Talent development is important and it's a component, but it's not where I am. And my disappointment or my criticism, and the trend number 3 will be my criticism to the field, is I feel that the field of talent development is not positioning itself in a strategic light enough. What I noticed in the conversations in the room, because I did a workshop and I had quite a diverse set of participants. Some of them are HR directors, some of them are learning specialists. In the conversation in the other sessions, I participated in many of them. In a bookstore, what books are being sold? In the keynotes, in every session, my feeling is that learning and development or talent development is still positioned as a support function and is not claiming its rightful place as the most important strategic area right now. And I truly mean that in the field, in the era of high volatility and high uncertainty, talent is the strategic priority. You can have the most important strategy in the world. You can invent the best technology. You can have the best idea in terms of strategy. If there's no people who are able to execute it, again and again, reinventing on the fly, your strategy is irrelevant. You don't have a strategy. Execution is the strategy today. And if you don't have people capable, willing, and able to reinvent at the speed of change or ahead of the speed of change, you're cooked. And my feeling, and I said it also during the talk, you guys, talent development, learning development professionals, you are the key that will make or break companies when we live in a world of volatility and uncertainty, when the cycles are moving very fast, when companies are destroying themselves with Titanic syndrome. And it's so important that we find a way to start positioning this role as a more strategic role than it currently is being treated. And it starts with ourselves. We need to see ourselves as crucial, central, not support function, but central value creation function. So, in that sense, Greg speaks about implementation skills. Yes, so important that implementation skills are there. But it starts with the mindset again. So many of these are mindset shifts. It starts with the fact that we need to understand that in the era where every product can become irrelevant in 2-3 years, every process needs to be reinvented every 2-3 years. Our entire business strategy needs to be very adaptive and agile. Our approach to business modeling should be adaptive, agile, and that's why we offer tools such as Stellar Strategy Canvas. All of those things mean talent needs to be constantly ahead of the game, and we are the ones who are preparing the talent. So this a little bit almost, I would say, apologetic tone of voice that I heard again and again from the participants of the conference. But there's the general sense that I'm following. There's people who make big decisions, and we in talent development just implement. No, you should have a seat at the executive table. You should be the one driving the strategy. You should be the one um, adapting the needs of the market to the realities. You need to be at the strategic table, you need to be at the executive table, and you need to be the ones who are participating and driving the strategy, not just executing the strategy. And somebody says this, that's so true. Partnership with business and taking ownership of people development. Yeah, that was a big trend for me. I felt like most of talent development people were almost apologizing. We don't make decisions, we just execute them. We just, the executive committee drives it or the board makes a decision and we just help the decisions to be executed. I think we need to change that. And again, I want to confirm Duncan, and I'm so happy to see so many certified reinvention practitioners here. Duncan is one of them. Strategy is execution, execution is strategy. If you don't have execution line up, you don't have a strategy. It's just wishful thinking. In our total matrix, we call it blind idealism. You don't have a strategy. Let's be very honest. If execution is not lined up, this is no strategy. It's just a whole bunch of nice PowerPoint slides. For us, we need to start treating talent development as a key strategic issue. We need a seat at the table, and that starts with us here believing, changing our view of who we are and how we position ourselves. So that was my third trend. I hope this rambling is clear enough. I would love to see what else is resonating for you in the comments. What of these trends is resonating? Some of you were there. Michelle was there. Others probably were at the ATD 2022. I would love to hear what you are seeing as big trends in talent development right now. What are the key hot issues? What seems to be trending? What seems to be important? And from my point of view, as you are writing your summaries and your trends and your observations, I also want to remind you, but you have resources from our end. Of course, we invite you to download the free 85-page preview of our Chief Reinvention Officer Handbook. You see it right there, How to Thrive in Chaos, and get some tools that will help you start developing that future readiness and execution skills. And I would love to hear what tools are your favorite, what is resonating. So grab the link. In the comments, you will see the link for downloading the free 85-page preview of the How to Thrive in Chaos Chief Reinvention Officer Handbook. I would love for that to happen. So you will see in the comment a link like this that you will download it. You will also get some videos with it and some clarifications. Would love to see your results of Titanic Syndrome test. Grab it. The second great resource that I want to speak about is taking place next week. It's a live 3-day workshop that we're hosting for the very first time ever. I only use this tool usually with my corporate clients. And this is the tool of scenario planning, one of the key instruments and an amazing skill, ability to see things in multiple scenarios. This technology was originally developed by Shell Corporation, but we have reinvented it and made it more streamlined, more fun, more easy to implement. It's usually very cumbersome. We make it easy. And for 3 days, I will be teaching you the technology, the method of scenario planning, while you will be building scenarios for your own area, whatever you choose, maybe for your own life, for your company, for your business, for your clients. You will choose the area and you will apply the methodology to that area for those 3 days. Of course, you will keep the recordings afterwards. Of course, you will have it for life and you will have full license to use the worksheets and the methodology in your own company or for your clients. So if you're a consultant, coach, trainer, you can use scenario planning next week. You go through the workshop and sell it immediately right after and provide it as a service to others, because I think it's so important. That skill and that tool is so important that we need to offer it as a service to others. We would love to see you at the scenario planning workshop, but here's the kicker: we don't sell it. You cannot buy this workshop. The only way to get this workshop, we're doing it live. You have a recording, you have the worksheets. If you cannot join us live, you can watch the recording and do the workbook and get your questions answered inside our community. The most important thing, you cannot buy the workshop. The only way to get this workshop is to enroll in one of our programs. And we have three options. The most affordable option is to become a member of the Global Alliance of Reinvention Professionals. So the workshop comes as a bonus, but on top of that bonus, you get remarkable training in foundations of reinvention skills. You get amazing professional community. You get monthly live coaching with deep dives, with masterminds, with Q&A sessions, or you can skip it altogether because the enrollment fee is so low that just the scenario planning workshop will already cover the cost of investment. You'll get the return immediately. So number one option, the most affordable option, is the Global Alliance of Reinvention Professionals. If you're not interested in just community and education, and in addition to education, you actually need a professional certificate. The next way to do it is to enroll in our pilot certified reinvention associate program. This is our entry level certification. We just introduced it. About 20 people already going through that program and seem to be loving it. So we would love for you to engage while the price is still super low. It's $1,000 discount. It's never going to be this low. There's only a few more weeks left with the pilot price. So grab that opportunity now. Get certified and get the scenario planning workshop as a bonus. And the final opportunity, if you already know that you want to go for our signature 6 months, it's a very long certification program with 7 live sessions, with a live project, with a personal coaching. That's a certified reinvention practitioner program, our second tier certificate. If you're already planning to enroll, next enrollment is in November, but you know you're coming in November, now is the good time to enroll. First, you will get the scenario planning workshop as a bonus. And second, you can pay in installments and be done with your investment by the time you enroll, and you will be free of it. So we would love for you to consider. You will see under where you watch this video a link to a post all about scenario planning workshop and the 3 options of how exactly you can enroll. We're starting on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, May 24th. You have time until Monday, May 23rd, 8 p.m. to enroll. We would love to see you there if it fits your needs. It's an amazing opportunity and very important. Those of you who are alumni, check your email, Google my name and check your email. You have an incredible chance to enroll at peanuts. You literally, as an alumni, because you already made the investment, your access to the Global Alliance is monthly fee only. It's $68 and you get this workshop for $68. So for alumni, you get the best treatment, red carpet, VIP access. Check your email. It's extremely affordable. We would love for you to be at the scenario planning workshop at an amazing price. So grab it while it's there. This is it. The 3 trends I hope this is resonating with you, somebody is writing the purpose of capability and talent development need to align with strategic goals of business and meeting the business mission. I absolutely agree. I think we need to elevate the strategic role of talent development. So this is so important. Love that feedback. I hope the three trends resonated with you. Two were on the positive side. The trend number one, entrepreneurial and ownership mindset at every level. Trend number two, future readiness as a key issue for business right now, and reinvention being so hot in that. But the third trend was a bit of a criticism of the field. I feel that we're too apologetic and perceiving ourselves too low in the pack, in the hierarchy of organization. We have to grab our seat at the executive level, and it starts with us changing our mind here. Hope this resonate. Let me know how the show was for you. I see some feedback. Thanks, Nadia. This is great. Those of you who are already members of the Global Alliance of Reinvention Professionals, I'll see you next week at the Scenario Planning Workshop. Those of you who are already members of the Certified Reinvention Associate Program, great. I'll see you next week at the Scenario Planning Workshop. And the March class of the Certified Reinvention Practitioner Program, you already got the invite. I'll see you at next week's Scenario Planning Workshop. Those of you who are not, we would love for you to read more about the workshop, read the details, join one of the three options to join. Would love to see you there. Bill is here, says thank you for great insights. Somebody says thank you. I'm happy this worked. I know this was helpful. See you all next week. This is exciting to reconnect, and we will have even more happening next week. Thank you everyone for joining. Have an amazing rest of the